Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English. Yes, so today here we are going to discuss, it's a very short and very interesting class. I'm going to give you some idea about how to arrange your thoughts for essay writing, right? Yes. So for essay writing, how can you arrange your thoughts? So what is the main thing that you should keep it in mind when you are preparing for essay and also when you are writing the essay? So we are going to see in both the perspective today. So for this, I would like to thank India's largest learning platform, Unacademy, for me this opportunity because you are having so much benefits from this daily lab classes, quiz, test, everything. And you can download this app from Unacademy app from Google Play Store and also Apple Store. This is about me. I'm Suba Keerthana. I'm an engineer basically. I have 4 years of teaching experience and I have mentored a good number of students. And I'm an anthropology faculty too. And I have teaching experience in NEET also. This is my Telegram channel's link. This is also in the description. You can join it. And this is my Unacademy profile. So you can go and search my name, Suba Keerthana, where you can watch my special classes, recorded free classes also there. And we are interacting with 100 plus top educators, and you have plus and iconic option, where plus and iconic, what is the main thing is plus is about in class support. In class, what are all the support you will get? This is plus: classes, test series, unlimited practice, structured schedule, all these things. But in iconic, what is the speciality in iconic is that you have both the in class and out of class support. That is not just the classes. Along with it, you get a personal coach, daily mains answer writing session, study planner, personalized feedback, all these things. For both plus and iconic, you can use my code SUBA so that you get a 10 percentage of discount. So along with the 10 percentage discount, you should also know one thing: there is something called as no cost EMI available for 6 months and above subscription fees. Fine? Yes. Good evening, good evening. Yes, fine. Okay, so along with that, you also have optional subscription. In that also you can use my code SUBA and you get a 10 percentage of discount. This is new, like you have specifically plan chosen for optional also here. And what is your new year resolution? Yes, so for prelims 2021, you have a 6 month batch which started very recently on January 4th only, and you have 2022 23 batch also, like 1 year 2 year batch. You can take this as a resolution and join these classes and crack your examination. And you have a combo option also, CSE GS optional combo, where you can take both plus or GS iconic and optional plus. For both these things, you have these fee structures and you have no cost EMI also. Along with that, when you use my code, you get a 10 percentage of offer valid for this also. Yes, next. There is going to be iconic price hike very soon. So don't waste your time. Don't just keep thinking. Work fast and then you can subscribe very soon with the low cost so that when there is a price hike, it's obviously you have to pay more. Fine. So this is my special class sessions. It will be very interesting and we have so many students participating, live interactive sessions where you can ask me doubts. It's free. First of all, these special classes are free. You have to just download the app, use my code and come to my classes. It's very simple, very interactive, free, and you will definitely like the experience. Fine. Along with that, you will learn. You learn really well. Fine. Going into the topic, how to arrange your thoughts for essay writing. Before going to this, so in all my classes, I'll tell you one thing, that I have to and you have to and everyone have to analyze previous year questions and come to some conclusions. So after analyzing previous year questions, I have come to conclusion that what are the types of questions asked. Because for any examination, you have to understand the question paper before answering. So when you're understanding the question paper, what are the types of questions asked? First is India-based questions. Okay, our country-based question, India and India-based question. It can be anything. Okay, our history, our geography, or anything about India. Next, economy and development-based questions. I'm talking about essay. So essay is like 250 marks paper, that is 125 into 2. So 2 essays you should be writing. So you'll be having part A and part B. So you will be given 4 options. Among 4, you have to choose one each. Compulsorily, you should choose one each and you have to write. Generally, what kind of questions are asked? That is, one question you have to write for 125 marks. So 125 marks is like you have to write it for 13 pages. So if you are writing for 13 pages, so you are giving a single topic and you have to write for 13 pages. So you should have more content for that. So is it very tough? No, it's not very tough. It's actually very easy. So how you have to prepare everything, I'll tell you. So India based questions, economy and development based question, education related questions. So recently we know national education policy has come, 2020 has come. They won't be asking you national education policy as such. Possibility is there, but still any education related question. Okay, so how to improve education or any quote related to education, and they might ask you to write an essay on that. Anything related to education is possible. Philosophy and ethics, any statement from ethics, any statement from philosophy, or a statement of a great leader, a philosopher, and they might ask you to write about it. Okay, so like love is life, life is love, kind of questions can be asked, or questions like um, service to poor is service to God, kind of questions can be asked. So philosophy and ethics related. Women empowerment related questions are asked nowadays. Women empowerment. International issues and international relations kind of questions. Science and technology questions. Others. So these are like you will have an idea like India based, economy and development, education, philosophy and ethics, women empowerment, international issues. These are like you have studied in GS. Others, cinema kind of questions are asked. Like once there was a question like, cinema reflects social change. So you should write about it. That kind of questions are asked. Sports related questions. Social media, privacy. Nowadays, privacy is a very big thing. And then social media related questions, security. So essay is not having a proper border, like the questions only will come from this, like that you cannot draw a line. Okay, draw a border. So these are the types of questions. For this, how should I prepare? This is my thought, this is my question. How will you prepare? So many people will do one common mistake, that so see, for example, if there is a question related to science and technology, many people commit a mistake of writing the essay purely from science and technology. This is what they're asking. So if they're asking in a GS question, even in GS, I encourage students to write it in a 360-degree angle. So any question as a bureaucrat, why they're asking you essay or why they're asking you mains answer is that no problem is single streamed. You have multiple reason, multiple solution for a single issue. So in that case, especially essay when you're writing for 13 pages and you're writing it single streamed, the essay will be a complete failure. You will definitely get marks, but will you score a very high marks? No. Fine. So now you are choosing question, any question. So there are 1 2 3 4 5, some 8 types of questions are there. So how will you write, how will you brainstorm? So you saw the question, how will you brainstorm, how will you prepare, how will you gather points in your examination? First, link all subjects. What does this link all subject means? Your GS plus optional. Guys, keep it in your mind. For essay, your optional is your strength. GS, everybody would have studied. Your optional is your strength. Do you understand? So you can be belonging to any optional. You can be geography, sociology, anthropology, public administration, political science, any optional you can be from. So use that optional as your additional strength. So what happens? These points related to your optional will make your essay unique. So you have to take points from GS by linking all subjects. It can be a question from economy, but polity plays a role in economical development. Environment plays a role in economical development. Society plays a role in economical development. Science and technology plays in economical development. How will you speak about women empowerment related with economical development? Same for polity. For any subject, first of all, you should link all subject and you should start taking from points from all subjects. Add optional as your advantage. Next, see different aspects. I'm talking about subjects, but different aspects. Social aspect, economic aspect, political aspect, legal aspect, aesthetic aspect. You can talk about poetry, you can talk about appearance, beauty, how beauty industry is involved in this, anything, fashion, anything, ethical related to ethics, logical questions you can ask, philosophy, bring in some philosophical thoughts, historic evidences, psychological, physiological, so environmental, international relations, so different aspects. So there is a question from science and technology. So you have to link international relations with that. If that technology is there in India, how will it affect the international relations? See how different, how wide your points are for essay. See, for essay, don't go too deep into any particular topic. Try to write it in a widespread format so that your answer will be very, very good. Because when you're writing for 13 pages, how can you just write about single concept for 13 pages unless and until you are doing it, in a very broad perspective? And questions approach. WH questions. How, when, why, where, these who, these kind of questions and answers. You have to include it in the essay. So your essay answer should be included. Okay, it should have the answers for WH questions. Chronology approach, you can do it in the chronological approach from, like, for example, if they are asking about economic development, you can start from independence, or you can start, during the British. Even you can start it from Indus Valley civilization. It is up to you how you are interestingly taking it. Okay, and then stakeholders approach. What is stakeholders approach? There is one particular point topic, let's take. We are talking about women empowerment. So we are talking about women empowerment as one question. So in this question, how will you write a stakeholders approach? So when a woman is empowered, who are all, when a woman is empowered, who are all these stakeholders? Fine. Women, her family. So family, it can be father, mother, siblings, her children, her spouse, I mean the partner. So anything it can be. The society, economy, polity. So you have to talk it in the stakeholders approach. Who are all benefited or who are all affected because of women empowerment? It can be anything, even science and technology. When you're talking about science and technology, who are getting benefited, who are not getting benefited, the one who's inventing, one who's approving. So who are all the stakeholders involved in that particular topic? You can also talk in terms of positive, negative, and neutral. So a single topic is given. Money is very important in life, kind of question is asked. Philosophical, right? So money is very important in life, kind of question is asked. What will you do? Write the positive. Say yes, money is very important in life. Write negative. No, money is not very important in life. You should write all these things in single essay, because there is no, single stand you can take always. So you can write it like, first, money is very important because using money you can get a better education nowadays. Obviously, you can lead a very comfortable life. You are ensured about your future, all these things. You can write good medical facilities, health conditions, all these things. Negatives, how money will spoil you. What are the possibilities of you losing your health, losing your family by running behind money? Both these things you are writing. And you can write about neutral. Money doesn't matter. How without money, or how money doesn't matter in life. How without taking money as an important entity, how can you develop in life? You can write about that also. This will be useful for all the concepts. See, these are the brainstorming that you should do after selecting the topic. Okay, you are selecting two questions, first and second question. First 15 minutes. Okay, so 3 hours of examination, you have 1.5 hours each for two questions. So 15 minutes you should do the brainstorming. Don't start your essay immediately. 15 minutes do brainstorming and collect points in all these concepts. Do you understand? So you have to collect points in all these concepts and note it down in the rough page, like very small hints. So include all these things. Just imagine for 13 pages, you might be thinking, how can I write? Some people do the mistake of repeating points because they forget what they wrote in the first page and they might write it in the sixth page. Don't do that. Okay. So just two questions, 13 pages each. So that 13 pages should be like your exam, the one who's correcting the paper should find it interesting and they should remember what all points you have said. Fine. Next, how to make the essay interesting. I told you about the points here, but how to make the essay interesting. 13 pages, reading a 13 pages is not very easy. Fine. So how will you make it interesting? By including emotions. Okay, happiness, and then you can, you can give an example about happiness, you can give an example about a very sad incident. Different types of emotions you should include. Bring in a joke, okay, a very funny incident. Okay, you have line, you know about all those things. I don't want to explain you all those things. I'm just giving you tips. Bring in data. Okay, there is always a fascination about people who are, writing datas, number datas. Bring that inside. Bring reports, world reports, international reports, governmental reports. Twist. Bring the twist inside. I told you, write this money based question. You're writing it positive, you're writing it negative. Suddenly you're writing it like money is not important thing. Then suddenly you have to write, then what if money is not important, what is important in life? You have to write about it. See, it is not that you should strictly stick to the question alone. It's not like that. See, the question, usually you see the essay questions, they are all single lined. Maximum 4 or 5 words will be given. Sometime it goes for 2 lines. Maximum single line. What does that mean? Shorter the question, broader can be your field of writing. Okay. Poetry, include poetry. Quotes, you can include quotes. Poetry can be your own poetry also. It is not compulsion that you should only write, other poetries. Write your own poetry. Write quotes, success stories. Also write failure stories, failed stories. You should give examples, schemes, governmental schemes, or give your own opinion, give your own suggestion. Short stories, interesting short stories, case studies, survey budget, scenes from movies are most welcome. Okay, relevant, most interesting scene from movies. You can mention the name, or you can just write it like in form of short story, or anything is fine. Personal experience in your life, what you have experienced, like it can be a news you came across. So you can start it like that. On Monday morning, when I opened the newspaper, there was a news. Write about the news. Then I started thinking about this. Then you start writing the essay. What is important in life? Kind of answer is very much welcome. It will make your essay very interesting. The person who is reading the 13 pages plus 13 pages should not feel bored, no boring, and should remember all points. How will you remember, make that person remember all points? By including all these factors. By including all these factors, you will make that, very much interesting. It will be very, very interesting even when you read it. Okay? Yes. What are the do's and don'ts? Do's and don'ts. Use simple language, please. Don't be so complex. Okay, many people think that, writing it in a very complex language is, will prove that you are very knowledgeable. Language is different, knowledge is different. Use simple, very interesting language. Avoid errors, grammatical, both grammatical and spelling errors. Please avoid both grammatical and spelling errors. Fine. Don't try writing very complex words, complex sentences, and end up in making so much errors. Don't do that. Okay. Drawing diagrams and flowcharts are very much welcome. Like even finally, you can just draw a flow chart and show the flow of whatever happened in your essay. Balanced approach not needed for all cases. You understand? It is not needed that you should always take middle path. Extreme answers are welcome, but provided with a proper example, provided with a proper proof, you are welcome to take an extreme chances. Okay, you can, I mean, extreme approach, very much welcome. Balanced approach is not, it's not possible also always. Fine. Don't choose a topic if you don't understand meaning of even one word. There is a question, 5 word question. Okay, you understood 1, 2, 4, and 5. Third word you don't know the exact meaning. Don't choose that question. Even though you find that topic, you know it very well, it's a very riskier thing that you choose that one word. Maybe that one word is very key factor that decides your essay. But if you're not understanding that word and if you take that question, it is really, really tough. Okay? Yes. Mandatory contents. What are the mandatory contents? Minority and underdeveloped related to them. It's like you should give it should not be, these mandatory contents are, not that you should definitely write or something. Don't insert it in a inappropriate place. Okay? Write them in an appropriate format so that the examiner understands that you have social responsibility. Region specific point. Question, counter questions. Region specific is like Naxal issues, okay, or insurgency related concepts. Questions and counter questions. Like, is money very much important? Is money alone important in life? Is money not at all important in life? See, these kind of questions, you have to ask questions, you have to counter those questions, you have to answer, like you have to make it more interactive form of answers. Fine. So what you have to prepare is like you are preparing already for your examination. There is nothing like you have to prepare especially for essay. You're preparing for your GS, you're preparing for your optional, so use all those things. You're preparing for ethics, all these things you have to just arrange them. You have to just arrange your thoughts during the examination by doing a proper brainstorming and following these rules and regulations. If you follow these rules and regulations, your essay will be very interesting, very relevant, because what is the criteria in essay is that you have to write it for 13 pages, satisfying the needs of essay with interesting content. Interesting, is interesting more important? Interesting and relevant content. Fine. So if you are able to write a satisfying, write an essay which satisfies the needs of the question with interesting and relevant content, you win. Fine. It's not very tough. It's very easy. Just, keep this video scrolling in your mind. Just check it often. Try to write an essay using all these things and see how it is. Okay. I will also help you in, giving more better essays. Fine, we will meet in other classes also. Join my special classes. It's all free, where I have discussed many concepts and many topics. Thank you so much. So think about the classes. Use my code SUBA. You'll get a 10% of discount. Yes, let's crack UPSC CSE. So all the best for your June 27 examination. You just have 6 months. Prepare well and all the best. Thank you so much. We'll meet in upcoming classes. Yes, thank you.